If you're a Canadian investor, you've heard the advice. Just buy the S&P 500. It sounds simple, right? But then you open your brokerage and see a dozen different tickers. You see VOO in New York, but you have Canadian dollars. You see VFV in Toronto, but you hear about currency hedging. Today we are doing a deep dive into the single most popular way for Canadians to own the US market, VFV. Here are the 6 chapters we'll cover in this video. Chapter 1. Who is this for? Chapter 2. Simplified breakdown of what VFV is. Chapter 3. Currency explanation of hedged versus unhedged. Chapter 4. Fees and taxes. Chapter 5. VFV versus X, EQT versus VSP. Chapter 6. Final thoughts and strategy. Chapter 1. Who is this for? VFV is for the set it and forget it investor. If you have a 10, 20, or 30-year horizon, the short-term zigzags of the Canadian dollar won't matter as much as the long-term growth of the American economy. Now let's look at the basics of what VFV is. VFV stands for the Vanguard S&P 500 Index ETF. When you buy one share of VFV, you aren't just buying one stock. You're buying a tiny piece of the 500 largest companies in America. These aren't just random companies. They are the blue chips, the heavy hitters. Think about your daily life. You probably used a Mac or PC today, Apple or Microsoft. You searched on Google. You bought something on Amazon. You paid with a Visa. VFV is market cap weighted. This is a fancy way of saying the bigger the company, the more of it you own. Currently, the top 10 companies make up about 30% of the fund. So if big tech goes up a lot, so does VFV. It's like owning the starting lineup of an all-star team. If a company fails and drops out of the top 500, Vanguard automatically kicks them out and brings in the next rising star. Now let's understand hedged versus unhedged. Here is where most Canadians get tripped up. VFV is unhedged. But what does that actually mean for your wallet? Since the S&P 500 is made of US companies, the underlying stocks are priced in US dollars. But you are buying VFV in Canadian dollars. This means you have 2 ways to win, or 2 ways to lose. If the S&P 500 goes up, VFV goes up. That's simple. But if the US dollar gets stronger compared to the Canadian dollar, VFV goes up even more. However, the opposite is true. If the Canadian dollar gets stronger, it acts like an anchor, dragging down your returns even if the US stocks are doing well. Most long-term investors prefer VFV over the hedged version, VSP, because hedging has a cost, and historically the US dollar has been a safer haven currency. Chapter 4. Fees and taxes. Let's talk about the MER, the Management Expense Ratio. This is the fee you pay Vanguard to manage the fund. VFV is incredibly cheap. The MER is 0.09%. To put that in perspective, if you invest $10,000, you are paying Vanguard just $9 a year to manage it. Compare that to a typical big bank mutual fund with a 2% fee. That would cost you $200 a year for the exact same $10,000. Over 30 years, that difference in fees can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost compounding. But we need to talk about the hidden tax, the foreign withholding tax. Since VFV holds U.S. assets, the U.S. government takes a 15% cut of the dividends before you see them. In a TFSA, you cannot get this back. In an RRSP, you can avoid it, but only if you hold the U.S.-listed version, VOO. For most people with smaller accounts, the cost of currency conversion to buy VOO is higher than the tax itself. So VFV usually still wins on simplicity. Chapter 5. VFV versus X, E, Q, T versus VSP. So, is VFV the best? Let's compare it to the diversification king, XEQT. VFV is 100% US stocks. XEQT includes Canada, Europe, and emerging markets. If you believe the US will continue to dominate the world, VFV is your horse. If you want to bet on the whole world, XEQT is the play. And what about VSP? That's the hedged version of VFV. You buy VSP if you think the Canadian dollar is going to skyrocket and you want to protect yourself from a falling US dollar. But remember, Insurance isn't free. VSP typically underperforms VFV over long periods due to those hedging costs. Chapter 6. Putting everything together. At the end of the day, VFV is a wealth machine. It's low cost, high quality, and incredibly easy to buy on apps like Wealthsimple or Questrade. It's not for trading, it's for owning. It's for the person who wants to buy and chill. Whether the market goes up or down tomorrow doesn't matter. What matters is where the 500 biggest companies in the world are 20 years from now. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Before we let you go, a quick disclaimer: I am not a financial advisor. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Investing involves risk, and you should always do your own research or consult with a professional before making any financial decisions. And tell me in the comments, are you 100% in VFV, or do you prefer more diversification? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.